just didn't stand a chance today, I've got to be honest with you. 24 degrees, it doesn't feel like winter. It feels more, springish, to be very honest with you. Thursday, August the 13th, and we're joined today, coming out of Vancouver, but based in Texas actually. I'm going to talk to the young lady about that, is Sarah Burton. Now, let's kick it off from the start.
Bit eager then, lady.
Bit eager?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be eager. I really don't. So Sarah, I'm very humbled to meet you. I really, really am. As I said, I'm an engineer as well as a DJ, and
Okay.
I don't listen to music like a fan would listen to music. I sort of break it down in its increments and stuff like that. It's an old habit, you know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah, I do know what you mean. Yeah.
And I can't fault your work. I love it.
Oh, thank you.
So believe me, I think you're going to go places. I really, really do. We had a little problem. I know production was saying to me, we had a little problem trying to find where to put you. Are you in country? Are you in pops? We've got you in pops, if you know what I mean. Americana folk, you're diverse, and that's what I like, because I like my production team confused.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you appreciate that, because that's who I am.
Well, that's great. That's great, because I want to talk about each and every song, if you know what I mean.
Sure.
And from time to time, I'll throw in a few fan questions, a little bit of trivia as well.
Trivia.
I might even get down to the 5 questions of the 50 Shades of Grant. You never know. It might just happen.
No.
You can hear them in the background, can't you? Yeah, great. Yeah, no, don't do that. They like to give me a bit of stick here, they really do, because they seem to think I do a good job, and they try to put me off. Can you understand?
Yeah.
Yep, it's
So
all.
they're doing a good job, because you like when people give you a bit of
Exactly,
challenge, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's a challenge. You don't have to be nuts to work here, but it helps.
Yeah.
It really does. So Sarah, let's go live, and
Okay.
I'll let you know now. We have online 5,291,000.
Whoa.
Yeah, but it's
Whoa.
only you and me. It's only you and me.
And me. And me. And
We're
Sarah.
live.
And Sophie. And dog.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, 24 after 11 o'clock, 23 degrees downtown. And for those guys that are joining us this morning live on Facebook Live, and Sarah, you'll get a copy of everything we do. Welcome along, glad to have you guys back again. And believe me, you're going to absolutely love this. You really are. We're talking coming out of Vancouver today, but based, would you believe, in Texas. Yep, Sarah Burton. And, well, Americana folk, rock country, the whole enchilada, throw it into a blender, put it on frappe, you've got Sarah Burton. Hello, Sarah. Welcome to Galaxy.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
Now, well, I'm kind of hoping that you've got a stiff drink with you.
Oh, I don't. You know what? I pulled some wine out of the freezer, but it was all frozen solid, so just drinking water.
Oh, dear. Okay, well, we can pretend at least. You might need one. It might be defrosted by the end of this. You might need one
It might be.
right after this interview, because believe me, I don't ask the rigid 12 questions everybody asks. You never know where this might lead. Mostly impromptu. And I want to talk about Lucky, a van you had.
Lucky.
Yeah, apparently you had a van called Lucky, named Lucky.
Oh, right. The van, yeah. So Lucky was my first van, and on the way to my first tour, when I got out of music school, a friend of mine said, "Hey Sarah, do you want to quit your job and go on tour with me?" And I was like, I hated the job I was working. I was working at this really fancy hotel doing room service, and my boyfriend at the time had just cheated on me and dumped me. So I was in the perfect frame of mind to say, okay. And my friend was like, "Oh, by the way, my van doesn't work. Do you have like $1,000 to help me fix it?" And then, so we flew out to Victoria, and lo and behold, his van was unfixable. And so, between me and him, we had to find a new van in like a matter of 4 hours. And we didn't know how we were going to get through this, but then we found this amazing van that only cost us $900. And it was this red Ford Aerostar van. It only had 90,000 kilometers on it, and it was in perfect condition, and so we called it Lucky. And then everything that happened on that tour was just like, just when things were going really bad, we would get lucky all of a sudden. So it was really fitting.
I like that. Did you write a song about it?
I did.
And what was the song's name?
The song's called Lucky.
Lucky that, really, isn't it? I kind of figured it might have been. But Sarah Burton, it is an absolute pleasure to have you with us. I feel very, very humbled. Believe me, I recognise an artist when I see one, and I think you are on the precipice of making something very, very big. Now, I've got to let you know, 62 countries right now, 94 cities around the world are tuning in, including Kipwe in Zambia. Nice to have you guys join us as well. Believe me, it is an absolute pleasure to bring Sarah Burton to our audio audience from every corner of the world. Now, Sarah, how do we get hold of you as a fan? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? But more importantly, Sarah, do you respond?
Yes, I do respond. If I don't respond, I'm just out of service. And sometimes I go into the bush. I go into places where there's no cell service, but I always get back to people eventually, unless they're creepy. You know, sometimes you get you get people just who are looking for something other than music. That's a different story. But yeah, you can find me I'm on all the social medias. It's at Sarah Burton Show. And then I have a website at sarahburton.ca.
Now, on your website, do you have a merch store?
I don't, but I do have one on my Bandcamp, which is just sarahburton.bandcamp.com.
Okay, well, I'm going to talk to you about merch a little later on then, because, believe me, you'll understand by the time we get there. I get it about the creepies, but, well, you shouldn't have said that you do respond now. You're going to get another 5,000 Twitter fans, and you're going to be there all day just typing it. You'll get no work done, really, honestly. And believe me, after this, we'll do a little video as well that we'll put you on our website, a little shout-out saying people go and research it, because, unfortunately, you know, they don't only just live stream from our website. They get nosy and go and have a look through my page. Sometimes I feel very oogled, I've got to be honest with you. But so we put our artists that we interview, we do a little shout out, we put it on there, and well, there's another 5,000 Facebook fans. Now, you're just going to get no time. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I've got time right now.
But I got to say, don't give up what you're doing, because believe me, without people like you, I wouldn't have a job. You know what I mean?
Aww.
I need
Thank you.
I need you to keep writing, keep recording, and well, really. Now let's set the scene here. Major concerts. I know it's a surreal time right now, but you know, major concerts. Your band's on stage, the crowd's there, going off, lighting's all going, smoke, everything like that. Just before you go on stage, do you get the butterflies?
No. Once in a while, if once in a while I get them, but usually it has more to do with if there's, you know, maybe if there's someone in particular in the audience that I'm nervous about seeing. So it's usually I don't. If I get the butterflies, it usually has to do with something else in my life.
I get
But I
it.
did recently try doing stand-up comedy for the first time, and I experienced the most nerves, the most butterflies I've ever experienced in my life.
Okay,
So,
okay.
yeah, it exists.
We want a
So,
sample.
give me one stand-up joke.
Oh, they're all a bit racy.
It's okay. It's only you and me, remember?
Oh, I don't. The thing is, they're all. I've only just done it twice, and they're like long setups. It's long.
Okay.
I can't. I'm not pro. I can't be put on the spot for that. But
Okay, yeah, no, fair enough too. And bad, Grant, bad. I shouldn't have asked that. No, bad. But Sarah, have you ever tried a vegan sausage?
yeah.
Yeah? Does it taste like a real vegan?
No.
Yeah, I asked that of a guy the other day. He says, I am a vegan. And, well, yeah, really, they are made of real vegans. He says, but Grant, you got to realise this. The vegan farmers themselves, they find it hardest in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, they got to get up and milk their almonds.
Oh. Yeah, that's gotta be hard, milking the almonds. So have you done stand-up then?
Once or 3 times, yes.
Nice.
Yeah, believe me. People laugh at me all the time and I don't even have to open my mouth. Don't know how that happens, but it does. Sarah Burton, tell me about I'm on Fire.
I'm on Fire. Well, I'm on Fire is a song that has not come out yet. Did I send you a copy of that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, interesting.
Is this a release?
It's not.
Are we premiering this to the world?
Ooh, it's not out yet. It's not even finished yet.
Well, I tell you what, it's a sneak peek to the future. How's that?
All right. Okay. It'll be interesting to. I wonder what version I gave you.
I don't know, but I'm rather interested in myself now, to be very honest. But give us the layout of I'm on Fire. What's it about? How does it all circumference?
Well, it's really a song about lust. And it's a song about the sort of lusty mistakes that we make that we're going to make anyway because, you know, it's hard to find a lover. And so sometimes we just keep going back to maybe the wrong lover. And then the question is, you know, we like to, anytime we make a mistake, we say like, "Oh, it was a learning experience." But I guess in this song, I'm asking the question, like, what did you learn? Did you really learn anything?
Sarah,
Hopefully, at least it was fun.
you're wiser beyond your years. Now, you know, it says in your bio that you're shy, right? And I'm finding that rather difficult to believe about lust. I really am. Believe me, I'm very, very interested in this. Here is Sarah Burton live here at Galaxy 107 FM. I'm on fire. Is that the good version?
So, that's really interesting. I guess because I must have given you, so I cut it from the album because this song, I love this song and it's important to me and I just wasn't quite happy with it. And so I redid, so that version's finished, but I cut it, but I completely re-recorded it and just got the first mix back yesterday.
Well,
And here you are.
well, I tell you what, Sarah. No, our team is exemplary. You know, they are really good at their job, but it would have passed through Barbara first. Honestly, it really would have.
Well, it would have been my mistake. I must
Yeah,
have
she did
given
email me
the
the
link
songs.
to.
Well, you know what? Damn good, a good mistake. Well done.
Well, and I'm not on a label, so no one's gonna get mad at me for.
Exactly. You.
My producer, if he's listening, he might be like, "What the hell, Sarah?"
Oh,
Well, I tell you
call
what.
by email.
Luck of lucks. it's a great track. It really,
Thank
really is.
you.
And Sarah, we've got you playing in a number of shows here at Galaxy. We really do. And
Wonderful.
honestly, we haven't said too much about you. We've just played the music, you know what I mean? But our audio audience, for God's sake, they know what our email address is, and they keep emailing us wanting to know more about you, wanting to know
Really?
more about your music. We feel you're going to make a big impression in the music industry. And with the right people behind you, I really feel that this is the start of something big for you.
Thank you. I hope, I'm very grateful for, even for being on the show and for meeting you guys, and I'm all ears. I'm happy to.
I'm so pleased you reached out. Usually people don't actually come through our emails too often, you know what I mean? But it shows that our staff do their jobs. They pass everything like that on to Barbara. Barbara, she was the one that took the most interest right from the start and says, we've got to do this. So I'm so pleased she did.
Thanks, Barbara.
Let's go
You're
back
welcome,
to the desk.
sweetheart.
That's right, you're right, here at Galaxy 107 FM. And Sarah, I take it over there it's still Wednesday.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, over here it's Thursday, so we like to say that we're playing tomorrow's music today. You couldn't get more tomorrow than that, really, could you?
Absolutely.
That is so cool, and believe me, I'm going to say the first radio station in the world to actually have and play that particular track of Sarah Burton's. Wow, I feel special. I do.
Very special.
I really do. Now, it's surreal times right now with this COVID virus thing. Are you recording more music right now, more than ever?
I'm writing more than ever, and I've been teaching myself to do some basic recording just so I can get my ideas down. And I've also been doing different kinds of writing that I don't normally do, like creative writing, and like I said, trying my hand at comedy a bit. So definitely, the juices are definitely flowing, but I miss the stage more than anything.
Yeah, I can relate to that. I really can. I've spent many years on the stage myself, not as an artist, literally more as a DJ, more as a host of shows, stuff like that. And as an engineer, believe me, we've done some of the biggest shows in the country here in, up in Auckland, if you know what I mean. And I've been, well, even Barbara went to one of my shows. We did the ZZ Top show there way back in the day. She came along, she gave me the ticket, would you believe? Years later, she goes, Grant, I went to the show. I know you were the engineer. And later on down the track, she ends up working with me on the breakfast show.
It's strange.
Amazing.
That's
Small
crazy.
world.
Crazy how stuff works out, isn't it? But yeah, I literally have worked for some of the biggest bands in the world now. I would, once this COVID virus thing is over, all said and done with, just wondering if you consider maybe coming down to New Zealand and playing in front of New Zealand audiences.
Absolutely. I've wanted to go back to New Zealand since I first went there years ago. And I'm hoping that it'll be sooner than later. As soon as I can get over to the Southern Hemisphere, I'm going to be there.
Sarah, I forgot, literally, and I apologise for that. I was listening at the time that you have already escaped our country once. How did that happen? Who let you go?
I don't know. I shouldn't have left. I should have stayed. What a beautiful country. I had such a good time.
I've been to Canada a number of times as well. I think the last time, literally about 2010, something like that, with the Olympics, Winter Olympics. And Ottawa and a number of places around Canada, and after that went and had a nosy myself. but I still love New Zealand. I really, really do. I think it's one of the most picturesque countries in the world. And, you know, we would love to be able to, this time, show you around our style, if you know what I mean.
Absolutely.
When you're here in New Zealand. Now, I asked you if you had a stiff drink. Well, you did a bit of wine thing. It's frozen right now, but it might be thawed by the end of this. So, just asking you straight up, are you into a bit of wine? Would you like to visit a few of the New Zealand wineries?
Absolutely.
You know, we've got some of the best in the world, including the Marlborough wines, and believe me, I suggest if you can get a chance, go and source some Marlborough wine or some New Zealand wine. You will absolutely be pleasantly surprised, I feel. I really do.
I'm familiar with the Marlborough wines.
Well, there you go. You know, educated and a talent for the palate as well. I love that. While you were here, and I know that you're familiar with Rotorua, did you try a hoo-hoo grub?
No, I didn't. I'm a little bit of a wuss when it comes to that kind of stuff.
Well, you know, this is the deal here with Galaxy. Of course, Barbara manages the Aurora Entertainments as well. How the hell she gets the time to do it, I don't know. But, well, just recently she's had plenty of time, simply because of the COVID thing, I got to admit. But she brings international artists into the country, and we tour them up and down the country. We fit them with different shows, different bits and pieces, and at the same time, well, it's kind of selfish. We like to try and get some New Zealand artists on stage as well. You know what I mean? So, you know, it kind of balances out. You never know. You might be able to do a concert and take some of them with you on the way home. Some of them we'd like to say goodbye to, but you never know.
So I don't have to eat a grub though, do I? Or if I eat a grub, do I get the gig?
Yes, you get the gig anyway, but well, I'm pleased you're familiar with the hoo-hoo grub, even though we will send you the instructional videos, but it's kind of tradition that we do it with our artists that we bring into the country. And of course you're familiar because they are a delicacy from the indigenous folks here in New Zealand called the Maori. And yes, what you do is you put the live body in your mouth, rip off the black head, don't eat the head, it's yucky, it really is. But when you crunch down on this, it's like eating creamy peanut butter. It really is. Alcohol before, mostly I think during as well, and afterwards I recommend it all the way through, I really, really do. And at the same time, Sarah, you got to wonder about the mentality of the person handing you a bowl of these things, expecting you just to dip on in and grab one, don't you?
Oof. I mean, I guess if it's a delicacy.
Yeah, it's traditional. You can't turn it down, my friend. You really, really can't. But we'll make sure.
I like sushi.
Yeah, you like sushi. Yeah, so does Barbara, actually. You two will get on like... now, I've got to ask you, do you like shopping?
Yeah.
Yeah? Well, you and Barbara are going to get on like a house on fire. She's an Olympic shopper. Okay.
Do you like shoes? Do you like cowboy boots, Barbara?
I do.
Yeah, she does.
We can't get them here.
Yeah,
in New Zealand.
shoes and handbags. Bags. She loves bags. I sometimes call her the bag lady because almost every other day she turns up with a brand new bag of some sort. You know, a new outfit every other day too, you know. So, believe me, you will enjoy. And she knows the best places to go. You know what I mean?
Wonderful.
She's educated when it comes down to shopping. She is a masteress at it. She really is. Now, having said, well, the hoo-hoo grub, you've been to New Zealand. You know that we're made up of 3 islands. Of course, Stewart Island. It got a name. Stewart Island got a name. Then they run out of it. You know, they just couldn't think and went South Island. And then North Island. How original is that, really? I mean, gosh. Stewart got a name.
I almost went to Stewart Island.
Well,
I really wanted, when I was in New Zealand, I just wanted to work on a boat so bad. And so I went down to the harbor in Wellington, and I just asked around until somebody would hire me. And then this guy hired me, and we were going to sail down through the Cook Strait and down the east side of the South Island to Stewart Island. But then the first day out in the Cook Strait, there was a big storm. We got in a sailing accident, and we basically we just barely got the boat back to shore. So I never went.
That's New Zealand, my friend, especially in Wellington, you know what I mean? Only go on the ferry on the Cook Strait, and believe me, they've had their disasters over the years as well. So you're never safe there through that piece of water. It really is quite dangerous, but so picturesque, especially when you're going through the Marlborough Sound, you know what I mean? Love it. I enjoy that trip every time, I really, really do. But they don't let me down there too often anymore. They don't.
Why not?
Well, you know, I was kind of brought up on the west coast of the South Island, and the Hoo Hoo Grub kind of ties in with this. Good segue, actually. In Hokitika, they have the Wild Foods Festivals. Now, you're familiar with kids wandering around with candy floss, hot dogs on a stick, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, not there. No. More like a locust on a stick, deep fried locust at that, you know, and Hoo Hoo Grubs, all that sort of wild food festival. Believe me, it is wild. It really, really is. But it's an education too. You know, you can get venison, pig, you name it. Absolutely stunning. It really is a fun place to go. I was brought up a number of kilometres up the coast from there, a place called Westport, and
Okay.
my father was a coal miner. Well,
Okay.
actually, he worked in the coal mines, but he was crazy. And I mean, he was, no, I'm not kidding. He was crazy. He blew stuff up for a living.
Well, that sounds kind of fun.
Well, as a kid, it was absolutely fascinating. There's nothing you can't tell me about explosives, literally. You know, I was brought up in it all my life. Literally, I was going down the coal mines, age of 5 years of age. I remember canaries in cages and pit ponies, from a very young age. Look, they used to send us down this mine, has methane gas in it, with a carbon lamp on our heads with a flame.
Oof.
I mean, it's serious. They really
That's
did.
scary.
You know, there was the old school, you know, and a leather hat. Thinking it was going to help you if you're going to have a
That'll
caver.
protect you,
Yeah, no, bugger that.
Is Westport at the bottom of the Heafy Trail?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
I've been to Westport because I walked the Heafy.
Okay, yeah, well, actually, I knew the Heapies themselves, they have a coal mine as well. But yes, the Heapy track. You know, nobody's spoken to me about the Heapy track in about 35 years.
Well, I loved it. It was like one of the best experiences of my entire life.
Brilliant. Absolutely stunning. And you know something? We want you to come back to New Zealand, not only for your talents, but now to be able to show you around and maybe, you know, walk down some memory lanes with you, to be honest. Now, are you familiar with Queenstown?
Yep.
Yep. You know it's the boutiquey little town, come city thing where all the A-listers from around the world go, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Although when I went there, I was just hanging out with backpackers and...
Okay, well, you know that Shania Twain owns property down there.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she does. Kevin Costner was there not so long ago. Keanu Reeves, Tom Cruise, they all go there, you know, just to escape their, you know, get away from their friends and take their mates. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same time, well, you never know who you might bump into, really. You really don't. But, Sarah, you don't want to bump into me.
Come on.
No, you don't, because I'll throw you off a bridge.
Well, it's funny that you say that because I was with my friend Crystal there and she threw me in the lake in Queenstown.
Okay. Yeah, well, you know, I'll take you down to a good friend of mine, AJ Hackett, and we'll do some bungee jumping.
Oh, no, I'm such a wuss. I'm so scared.
Oh, come on. You're not Australian. We'll attach the bungee.
Ah.
Go on, yeah. We'll give it a go. I tell you what, and I got to be honest with you, Sarah. I've done skydiving now for about 37 years, so if you're into a little bit of thrill-seeking, I don't mind throwing you out of a perfectly good plane as well.
Wow.
That's right, isn't Rotorua the skydiving capital of New Zealand?
Yeah. 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 And guess who's a member? Literally. I do a bit of that as well. So if you want to do a bit of skydiving, I'd be more than happy. Now, you're familiar with Rotorua, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you ever get a chance? Are you familiar with the Zorb?
No, what's the Zorb?
Okay, well, this is going to be fun, believe me. And alcohol.
Okay.
Yeah, more alcohol. Yeah, you're going to get to know me real well by the time. A Zorb is a big round plastic ball. It's see-through, right? And that we're going to put you in, roll you down a hill. Now, the fun...
Okay, that one I think I could do that one.
Yeah, believe me. And the more alcohol you have, well, we'll put some runners in front of you, so it's like running Skittles, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the reason why the alcohol is, well, when you run over their faces, it's priceless, really. Love it, love it, love it. You're familiar with Lord of the Rings?
Yes.
Okay, where we are here in Komodo, and we're in between Rotorua, Whakatane and Tauranga, a little town called Komodo, an hour and a half away from Middle Earth, the original set of Hobbiton.
Okay.
We would love to take you and show you around there, literally, and well, you'll get in, Barbara will get in, everybody else will get in. I'll have to sit in the car park.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
Why?
well, the security guards know me by now.
Handcuffed.
Sarah, what this is shaping up for is, when you're on your way back over here, just make sure you get a little bit of bail money, right?
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm into shenanigans. I like having a bit of fun with people, you know, and well, some people, especially those in the blue uniforms, seem to not take it the way I do, with a bit of humour. But, you know, it could be...
I'm sure you can talk your way out of any situation.
Well, it could be secrets to keep as well, couldn't it?
Yeah?
It could be.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a damn good segue, actually. Sarah
That is
Burton.
a damn good segue. Good job.
Sarah Burton, please tell me about Secrets to Keep.
Oh, this is a song for those times when you have a lot to say to somebody, but you can't find the words, and when it seems to be that two people are thinking the same thing, but it's almost like a game of chicken, and no one's going to say anything at all, and so you just keep the secrets hidden forever.
I understand, I really do. You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, live with Sarah Burton coming out of Vancouver today, and Secrets to Keep.
He's a little bit lonely, he's never alone.
How you feeling, Sarah? You alright?
Great, yeah. I'm looking
Nice.
forward to this trip.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to having you come down and playing. As you know, we've got to do what the government says.
I hope she likes good wall shots.
Really do. I got to let you know, I'm loving the colour of your eyes. It's really, really blue eyes. And
Oh, thank you.
the screen is just absolutely absorbing that. They really are.
Oh, cool.
But Loretta Lynn, I get the influences there. And Tom Petty, well done.
I mean, that was what a reviewer said.
Yeah, okay, all right. Fair enough.
I'll take it. I know how to take a compliment.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We have Still Feel the Same coming up next, and we'll have a little chat about that as well. But I was quite serious when I was saying I would love to be able to see you come here to New Zealand, play in front of New Zealand audiences. Maybe even if you'll allow me, I might even have a little go at being an engineer for you.
Absolutely.
Because I would love to be able to literally educate some of New Zealand's audiences here, because I think you're really, really at that point of just making it. We just want to be able to push you that little bit further, you know what I mean? Now, are you familiar with the Galaxy page, Galaxy Artist page?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, I've looked at the page, but
Yeah, I think
how do
she's
you
shared a
mean?
few things.
Okay, well, if you're familiar with it, we want you to use it. If you've got gigs coming up, if you've got a new song, if you've got
Funny
a new album, if
photos.
you've got a poster, you know, if you're on holiday, put something on it. People,
Oh, okay.
people go and
I'm-
see that. They get to know who you are. Before you know it, you've got another $5,000 Instagram fans. You know what I'm saying?
$5,000.
Yeah. Well, you know, put your merch on it.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Well, thank you. I didn't know I was allowed. To do
Yeah,
that. That's
okay.
cool. Thank you.
Yeah, believe me. Barbara runs the site. It's there for artists in all forms of artistry. You know what I mean? Whatever you want, put it up there. Use it, because people get to know who you are.
Cool. Thank
Okay.
you.
And A little later on, I'm going to say, how would you like to make a couple of voiceovers for me for Galaxy, so that we could keep Sarah Burton rolling here at Galaxy.
Absolutely.
Nice, because believe me, with 5 million people an hour, having your name out there is important.
Okay.
Oh dear.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, 4 away from 12 o'clock. It is 23 degrees downtown. It's hot. For a winter day, that is hot. It really, really is. And of course, Sarah being in Canada right now, she'd understand about the degrees over Celsius, over Fahrenheit, you know, even though she'd understand Fahrenheit as well. Thursday, August 13th, call it Black Thursday. What do you reckon? Yeah, let's rename things. Sarah, have you ever noticed how scientists, they send these cameras out and they're discovering all new planets in the galaxies in the universe, and well, you know, they're daring to have the humanity about naming these planets, thinking that we can actually have the honour of being able to do that, right?
Yeah, and then they can just go and say that Pluto's not a planet anymore when it,
Yeah,
you know, they thought it was a planet.
Yeah, I felt sorry for Pluto. I mean, all my school career, I was brought up thinking, you know, it was a planet, and then they suddenly denounce it as, well, it's just, yeah, okay, fair enough. Maybe it's just because they don't want to go there. It's too cold. It's like Alaska.
Maybe.
Yeah, yeah. But getting back to this, then they find moons, and they name the moons as well. You know what I mean?
Ah.
Yeah.
I didn't know they were doing that.
Yeah, they're doing it. You know, well, if you come across a planet that's got a moon, you might as well give the moon a name as well. Yeah?
But what's our moon's name?
Exactly. This is where I'm coming from. Ours is called Moon. Now, I've, for a number of years now, I've been trying to influence the world as of a whole. Let's rename it. Let's give it a name. And I put forward Celestial Body Brian.
Celestial Body Brian or just Brian?
Well, Brian for short, but, you know, it'd be better, you know, Celestial Body Brian if you're writing a check, right?
Okay, yeah, Celestial Body Brian.
Yeah.
Beauty.
Yeah, I kind of feel it gives it a better, you know, something.
It sounds regal.
It does, doesn't it? So, yeah, I'm kind of thinking, let's do that. Because Mars is Mars, and, you know, Venus and all of those, they've all got names. But we've got this thing just hanging off our, you know, just there, and it's called Moon. It's boring.
You're right. Celestial Body Brian is more exciting. Or even a different, like, what about Josephine?
Yeah, why not? Yep, we go for Josephine.
Look, you know something? All the women in the room right now just all went, yes. Would we call it Celestial Body Josephine?
Sure.
Well, it is a celestial body, isn't it?
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
Celestial Body.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, I concede. Let's call it Celestial Body Josephine. We'll do that. Done. Only because Sarah said so. All right?
Yep.
Fair enough, too. Now, having said that, Sarah, when you come to New Zealand, and we've discussed about doing a few different little bits and pieces where we'd love to be able to do maybe a couple of festivals or maybe 4 or 5 shows here in New Zealand. But let's say we do some stuff over in Australia as well, maybe about 6, 8 shows over there as well. What do you reckon?
Sounds fantastic.
Now, that makes it more worthwhile, doesn't it? You know, I like going over there only because I like their money.
Because it's so colorful and bright?
No, I just like taking it away from them.
Oh. I love Australia.
Well, I do too. Believe me. Oh, you got to know about this one. You really do. I interviewed a young man coming from the outbacks, and he says, "Grant, I grew up with kangaroos going through my front and backyard every day." I said, "Really? So why don't kangaroos bounce backwards?" He goes, "Don't they?"
Oh.
No, they don't.
No, they don't. The tail won't let them.
Oh, yeah.
They can only go forward. If they want to go backwards, they've got to turn around.
Wow.
Yeah. Even he didn't know that, and he grew up with the things going through his backyard. I tend to give Australians a bit of stick. I've got to be honest with you. I really, really do. Only because it's fun. Really.
Oh, yeah. It's
You
the
know.
same relationship kind of that Canadians and Americans tend to have.
Yeah, but that's an ice hockey thing, isn't it?
It's not just that. I mean...
I'm being polite. I'm being polite, I really am. But yes, ours is well, as you might know, it's a rugby thing.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah, well, I mean, see, we got the All Blacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
They got the Wallabies. We only got trumped at the World Cup this year, or this time, because we held it in Japan and they had a hurricane, typhoon thing. That's the only thing that stopped the All Blacks being world champions yet again. I mean, we went into it world champions. We've been holding it now for a number of years. Would you believe Wales won it, of all things? But not Australia.
South Africa.
South Africa, sorry. Yeah, I stand corrected. But Australia, 30 plus years have not had any silverware in their cabinet. I like that. I want to keep it that way.
No silverware in the cabinet.
No silverware in the cabinet. They haven't got a trophy to, polish for years now. Well,
Really?
hold on. Well, we can give them the Ashes. They play against England in cricket. But do you know how big that cup is? Aha! It's true. It's true.
Yeah, no, it's about this.
The English and the Australians play cricket for a tiny little cup.
Oh.
And there's no
I'm
ashes.
learning so much. I'm learning so much.
There's no ashes in it either, by the way. Yeah, there really isn't. But you can't call that a cup. It's not even a thimble, really. It really isn't. But congratulations, Australia. You've got it this time. Well done.
They win the cricket.
Yeah, they did. They got the Ashes this time round, which is really upsetting the English. I don't mind. I don't mind at all. Actually, I really don't care. But we got the Black Caps as well, don't forget, and formidable in the world as well, in the especially in the 2020s these days. We're doing really, really well there. So sorry to talk sport to you, and thank you for indulging me, really. But I kind of still feel the same.
Oh, good segue.
She got it this time. Tell me about still feel the same.
This is just it's that What If song. It's a song, a retrospective love song of love unrequited and things that just never quite worked out. It's about the one who got away.
How does this happen to you? I mean,
Me?
I don't believe this happens to you, really. I really don't.
It happens to everybody.
Oh my gosh, here we go. Here's Sarah Burton live and still feel the same.
Well, it's true what they say. Time heals all wounds. 10 years.
So how are you feeling, Sarah? You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Nice, nice. We have your biggest charting song coming up next, Smiling for the Camera. And I've got to be honest, we've got a plethora of your music. We really have quite a few that we haven't played yet.
I wonder if we're allowed to.
We haven't got time.
No, I mean if they're released yet.
I don't know, but we do play them.
Oh yeah, it was only I'm on Fire that I accidentally would have.
But I want to talk to you about living in a town where you've got a beer-swilling goat for a mayor.
Well,
Because that's the kind of town I want to move to.
it's a great little town. I miss it, but I'm
Happy to be in the safety of Canada and
Believe me, I'm so happy that you are safe, that you're where you need to be right now. You really, really are. This will be over soon. You know what I mean? It's just a blip in history. And,
I hope so.
well,
I'm actually trying to get over to the southern hemisphere. Like, I am legit trying.
well,
Like before the end of the year.
well, maybe not by the end of the year. I don't think
No,
our
can't
borders are
see,
going to be
yeah.
open for that.
Maybe
But-
this time next year.
And you don't want to go to Australia. I was talking to one Australian lady just yesterday, and she says, "Grant, we kind of liken this COVID-19 in Australia to the Spice Girls." I went, "Really?" She goes, "Yeah, we're all doing our best except Victoria."
Oh, that's a good one. That is a good...
Don't worry, you'll get the video. You'll be able to research and put them in your material for your stand-up later.
Oh, I can't steal the joke.
Yeah,
You
I
can.
gift them to you. I really do. I feel sorry for you if you use them, but I gift them to you. Honestly.
Aw.
If you ever want to know about how to crack a joke or something like that on stage, believe me, I have done it for years. I really, really have.
Wonderful.
So I'm very comfortable telling jokes.
Good.
And
Yeah, I'm still learning.
I can be very creative as well. I really, really can. Barbara asked, she sat there one day and she looked at me and she goes, "Tell me a joke." So I did.
Tell me a story.
Tell me a story. That was
Yeah,
it.
I like
Tell me
stories. Yeah.
a story. Yeah,
They're
apparently
not
I tell
real,
good stories. So
but
I am
they're
Ben.
fun.
Are you familiar with James Bond?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you. I'll tell you the story. It doesn't take long. It really doesn't. But you'll understand it because you have to lead in. You've got a middle and an end. You know what I mean?
It's a joke that she
Okay.
can stand up and do.
But it's something you'll be able to use in your stand-up if you want it. And guys will go, "Oh my God." That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. It is 7 after 12 o'clock, lunchtime, 24 degrees. Not a winter's day at all, really, is it? It is Thursday, August the 13th, and I'm joined live, coming out of Vancouver today, based in Texas, by the way. And I love the story about the bear swelling goat for a mayor. I got to investigate this, but Sarah Burton is joining us live. Tell me about this. How did a bear swelling goat become mayor?
I think it was just kind of one of those jokes that got taken seriously. Because the origin story that I've heard, none of them are quite the same, so much as that somebody just decided, because it's like not an incorporated town, they don't have a mayor, so they just decided that this goat named Clay Henry was the mayor, and he loved to drink beer. And in fact, so like the Starlight Theater, which is the big venue in town, it's a great place that has music every night. They eventually, when Clay Henry passed, they had him stuffed, and he sits right next to the stage with a bottle of Lone Star in his mouth forever till the end of time.
Excuse me. I want to move to a town that does that. I really do. That's fun. I like that. My sense
It's a
of
great
humour.
town.
We were talking, of course, about James Bond. Now, you're familiar with James Bond, right?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, well, Daniel Craig, in the making of his very, very last James Bond movie, happened to break his ankle. Literally, took 12 weeks. True, it really happened. Took 12 weeks to heal. Now, in the movie industry, that adds up in dollars all that time, if you know what I mean. So the management got together with all the franchise owners, and they had a big meeting and decided James Bond is now going to be a woman, going to be a female. Now, they put that idea out to the world, literally. And, well, the world came back to them and went, no way. Ian Fleming wrote James Bond as a man. Leave him as a man. Moneypenny, yeah, okay, as a woman, and leave Moneypenny where she is as well. So now the franchise owners have compromised. Do you know what they've done?
No. What have they done?
He's gay.
That's the compromise, but how does that fix the ankle?
Well, it doesn't. You see, he's a male. He's going to be taking place of the next, he's the next James Bond. Of course, Daniel Craig is back and finished the movie. But the next James Bond is going to be gay. Do you know what they're going to call him?
I don't know, but I think it's kind of exciting.
Yeah, they're going to call him U7.
Is that another one for my stand-up?
Yeah, and you've got to wonder about his Walter PPK, right?
His what?
Walter PPK. It's his gun.
Oh.
You'll get it. To be quite honest, no, the next James Bond is actually going to be a black man.
Oh.
Yeah, which I think is fascinating. I love that idea, I really do. If you're any fan of James Bond, you will know the last black guy was actually working for the American government in James Bond.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, way back in the day. He really, really was. So, Sarah, I've got to ask you how you became so successful here at Galaxy, because, believe me, we have 1,977 requests for smiling for the camera. How did you do that? How did you do that?
I have no idea. I just sent the song and said, please play it.
Well, Sarah, you've become a huge hit here at Galaxy. I find I cannot get through a breakfast show right now without playing Smiling for the Camera. Tell me, tell us, tell everybody that's listening in all of the world everything about her.
Well, Smiling for the Camera is the song I wrote when I'd gone through a bad breakup and I was trying to get back out there, but I didn't want to. And I was pretty down, and it's about online dating. It's about that disconnect when you're trying to connect with people in the most impersonal way, but you're trying to meet someone who you want to have the most personal connection with, and that it just seems so ironic that we put ourselves out there in that way, and also how you kind of have to fake it till you make it, right? I was sad, but I was smiling for the camera. I was, taking that selfie and putting it online with a big smile on my face, and really not ready to get out there.
Sarah, I totally understand. I've heard the song many, many times since I've been playing it now, simply because we get that many requests for it. We really do. Here, live, is Sarah Burton, smiling for the camera.
Every night.
So, you okay, Sarah? How's that?
Yeah, that's great. Are you really getting that many requests for Smiling for the Camera?
So far, yes.
Oh, wow, that's amazing.
Yep.
Thank you.
Those are the stats that have been given to me while I'm talking to you, so yes, we're getting
Wow.
And believe me, our statistician would be very upset if I called her, no, she's a liar, because she's not. She is not. Sarah, we're going to wrap it up here, but don't go anywhere just yet, and we'll do a wrap up on here. Don't go anywhere, because we'll do some crazy photos, and
Okay.
You'll get everything, you will, really. So I'll apologise now, okay? I will. But
No need to apologize.
you'll get some backstage photos that nobody else will see or get either.
You will make a movie.
Barbara's going to make a movie for you. We'll convert the YouTube live over, the Facebook live over to YouTube so that you can have a copy of that as well.
Never lost.
Everything's going to happen for you. We think that you're going to absolutely make it. After we finish this, I'll talk to you about Dr. John, okay?
Okay.
Nice, because believe me, I think John will be very, very impressed. Yep.
Yeah.
And I've got to be honest with you, Sarah, I don't introduce people to Dr. John often. You know what I mean? He's a friend, and I don't like tossing people at him because that's what his job is. You know what I mean? But when I do suggest he look at somebody, he sits up and takes notice.
Okay.
Okay. So, and I want to introduce you. And
I'll do that tomorrow.
We'll do that tomorrow.
Yeah, because I'm introducing Chris today.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, we'll do that tomorrow. Absolutely. Gosh, it's hot in here.
Oh, it's not
It's only 21 degrees in Vancouver.
It's
Warmer there.
It's 25 degrees here.
Must be nice.
It's
I like the heat.
supposed to be. Yeah, well, I do too. There's no fat on my bones. I'm a skinny ass. You know what I mean? So I like the heat as well. I can't stand the cold. How can some of these Canadians live in 50 below?
I don't know.
And believe me,
I barely do it.
believe me, we speak to the OPP and the Mounties all the time, doing road stuff for your truckies in Canada, and we do. We work with your communities, and I couldn't stand living at 50 below. I'm sorry, it's not me.
No.
Let's go back to the desk. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, 17 after 12 o'clock, 25 degrees. That's just not winter, it really isn't. Thursday, August the 13th, and I've been absolutely humbled and elated to be joined by Sarah Burton, coming out of British Canada, Vancouver, British Columbia, and Canada, but recently has been making her summer residence in the United States. Really, really has, in Texas, and believe me, I can understand that. Bit of solitude, I get the solitude. Now, we didn't talk, we kind of touched on the ups and downs of life and everything like that, and even Lucky the band, but a couple of times there you got robbed, and well, that sucks, don't you think?
Yeah, it does. But it's like, I guess I gotta look at it in a couple different ways. Like, for one thing, I don't have to steal for a living, so I'm obviously, I'm doing better than whoever's got to rob me. And it's like detox for the bank account. Just clear it all out every once in a while, and cleanse.
That's a good way of looking at it. I'd like to detox my bank account, but my wife won't let me. Yeah, I'd hear all about it, believe me if I did. Sarah Burton, has been an absolute pleasure talking to you today. I want to talk to you a little bit about merch just before we go, because believe me, if you've got some merch, how would you like to send me a t-shirt? Now, vicariously, today I'm actually wearing Michelle Lee, and believe me, I love, love, love Michelle Lee. She's the queen of country music here at Galaxy. She really is. 8-time Josie Award winner, going for her 9th, and believe me, I think she's going to walk away with about 3 this year alone. Absolutely stunning lady. Got to thank her for sending me not only a t-shirt, CDs, and the hat. You know, here's the story. Yesterday, I had Barbara say to me, I've got a parcel, but it's been destroyed, literally destroyed. And we kind of wondered why, to be very honest with you. And so we got in touch with Michelle. Michelle said, open it. Let's check it out. Make sure everything's in there that should be in there. So we're opening it up, and, well, out pops this. Now, this is a hip flask.
Uh-huh.
Now, in the course of getting to know Michelle over a number of years now, she was commissioned by a lady called Mrs. Sutton, Popcorn Sutton's wife. Now, Popcorn Sutton was very, very famous in the making of moonshine in the Appalachians. And Mrs. Sutton got in touch with Michelle Lee and commissioned a song for Popcorn Sutton, to which later on Michelle said she wasn't happy and redid another song. You know what I mean? But, of course, I happened to live just out of Nashville for a little while in a little place called Newport, and those folks there kind of felt, I kind of wondered why they disappeared at certain times of the night, come back in the morning, and they got all of these jars full of, well, today you can call it hand sanitizer, to be honest with you. They're getting away with selling it that way. So, Michelle sent me some.
Oh, wow. And is that why it got opened?
That's why customs...
But they didn't take it.
No, they didn't. They really didn't.
Lucky.
See, she's signed it. She's given me a little special message on the outside.
Lovely.
On the inside as well. Literally on the inside. And then on the flask itself. So, believe me. But she's demanded, being the Queen of Galaxy, she's demanded that there's going to be a video so she can see me take my first sip of this.
Yes.
I'm kind of scared, I've got to be honest with you, Sarah. You know?
Are you going to do it now?
No, the staff, no. I'm not allowed to drink at work.
We'll get Michelle on.
But it's going to be a special occasion, I think, to be honest with you.
You better, I want to see that video. I want to see how it tastes.
I'll get Barbara to send it to you for sure. It'll be funny. It will be funny. Literally, the last time I tried moonshine, I got tore up from the floor up. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, got a taste for it after a while, I got to be honest, but I couldn't understand why you would put that in your car. they were saying, oh, we run our car on it. Really?
Let's see why.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, fair enough. Rocket Fuel. Sarah Burton, thank you so much for coming on Galaxy. Please, now I'm going to ask you a couple of things. If you've got some CDs and some t-shirts, a bit of merch, please send it to us. We would love to do a giveaway. Keep your name rolling here with our audio audience. Would you consider that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely.
And if you want to throw in an extra t-shirt or two, maybe a cap or something like that, I would be honoured to wear your brand here while we're doing it. Now, the thing is, subliminally, people go and have a look at who I'm wearing. And before you know it, well, you've got another 15,000 Facebook fans, Twitter fans, and Instagram fans. It's all going to happen for you. It really is. And I feel sorry. I will apologise now. But Sarah Burton, thank you so much. Will you come back again when you release new music?
Absolutely. Thanks for chatting with me. I had such a fun time.
Well, it's an absolute pleasure. I did warn you, it wasn't going to be like the rigid 12 questions that most people ask. Believe me, absolutely humbled on my part. I am absolutely elated to be able to have Sarah Burton as a Galaxy family member. Welcome to the family.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And for those of you that are watching on YouTube right now, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button. Whack the hell out of the like button. Tickle that bell thing, you know, notifications. You'll get them. Yep, and you'll be able to witness these things as we do them. You're right here at Galaxy. Good morning.